With the memories of stinking filth and garbage crisis fresh in mind, people in the national capital are all set for the MCD elections. And blaming the rivals for the recent garbage mess, the parties in the fray for civic polls are confident of victory.
MCD में बीजेपी के काउंसलर्स ज़्यादा थे, इसलिए जानबूझ करके फंड रोका गया, ये सारी जनता को तकलीफ देने की कोशिश की गई। तो उस व्यवस्था से अलग निकालने के लिए हम लड़ाई में हैं और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि ये लड़ाई हम बहुत अच्छे मार्जिन से जीतेंगे।
Well, the Congress is fighting with great confidence. The MCD has had a BJP municipality for the past 2 decades, past 10 years or so. In that 10 years, nothing has happened that can improve Delhi.
Well, I mean, ask anyone in Delhi what they think of MCD. There are all kinds of names MCD has. Some people call it Maha-corrupt department. Some people say malaria, chikungunya, dengue department. So, I mean, there is a consensus among people of Delhi that MCD is a den of corruption, inefficiency, unaccountability, and there is no vision, there is never an agenda for MCD election.
दिल्ली में हमारी सरकार बनते ही सबसे पहले तो हम ये करेंगे कि हम MCD को प्रॉफिटेबल बनाएंगे, उसके सोर्स ऑफ रेवेन्यूज़ को इंक्रीज करेंगे। हमने ये पाया है कि अगर भ्रष्टाचार को रोक लगा देते हैं तो तुरंत रेवेन्यू जनरेशन बढ़ने लगता है।
The civic body, all 3 parts of which are ruled by the BJP for a decade, is struggling with a huge revenue crisis. The constant strikes by the sanitation staff is a testimony of this.
शौक नहीं मजबूरी है,
अब हड़ताल जरूरी है,
शौक नहीं मजबूरी है,
अब हड़ताल जरूरी है,
दिल्ली सरकार,
हाय हाय,
दिल्ली सरकार,
हाय हाय,
दिल्ली सरकार,
हाय हाय।
But what has caused the revenue crisis? The MCD came into existence in 1958. Since then, the civic body has been looking after 272 wards spread over 12 zones. In 2012, the Congress government trifurcated the MCD into 3 smaller municipal corporations, and that triggered a host of new issues.
So there was some amount of hurry in charting out the rules, the processes, how it would be trifurcated, where would the staff go, how would the finances come about, and go to the 3 municipal corporations. There wasn't a proper assessment done in the sense that East Delhi, which we all know, is mostly constituting of informal settlements. So where is the fund for that corporation going to come?
I had consistently said that it would be very suicidal for Delhi to trifurcate, or at that time we did not know whether they were going to trifurcate or it could be more corporations also. Because the nature of the city is such that the division of population is very lopsided, and the revenue collection is also very lopsided. For example, the East Delhi, if you take, it is very congestively populated, but the revenue sources are very less there. On the other hand, South Delhi, if you see, the colonies are big, they are posh colonies, we can have a lot of revenue from there, and development work is all which is required is also less. But East Delhi has a lot of unauthorized colonies where a lot of work is to be done. So this kind of mismatch between the population and between the revenue, that would have, I warned them also. Then it would be, I also said that it would be an unnecessary expenditure increase also. Now having 3 mayors, then having 3 secretariats, 3 commissioners, then having all that kind of staff and paraphernalia, that increased the expenditure also.
The MCD was divided into 3 MCDs after a lot of thinking, after a lot of interaction with people. It was done so that one commissioner to look after this huge city of Delhi was not considered enough, it could not manage it. So it was thought that if we have 3 areas, the concentration of work will be much better.
Experts believe that there is need for new tax reform to make MCD profitable. But the politicians feel raising taxes may irk the voters. In fact, some have promised doing away with property taxes.
But in MCD, what you find is that not even a third of the properties till date are captured in the database to pay property tax, and I think out of them, again, even a smaller fraction pay the property tax regularly and on time. So clearly, in terms of the ability of the municipal corporations to completely use this source of municipal revenue has drastically, is drastically short of the potential. And that is just one, the property tax bit. But even the advertisement tax or the other levies that the municipality has within its domain, you find continuously, and this is something which is very nicely documented in the Municipal Chief Auditor's report, that the potential is far larger than what the municipal authorities seem to be using right now. And in some of these cases, the rates have not been revised for the last 30 or 40 years. So clearly you see, in some sense, there is this tendency not to take any kind of a political risk to either increase the tax rates or to go after people who are defaulters. And the classic case is property tax. There are many people who are defaulters, and Municipal Auditor's report even talks about people who have paid property tax but their checks have been dishonored. And for years together, the municipal authorities are not able to pursue them, fight the case or get the arrears back. So there has been huge pendency in the arrears. And then repeatedly, year after year, what you see in the budgets of MCDs is new announcement about either reducing taxes or completely allowing people who have defaulted at taxes to go away without any penalty charges. So in general, I think the fiscal discipline within the MCDs has really come to the absolute bottom.
So there is a need to bring in more initiatives to augment the revenues. Maybe we can look at more areas where revenue could be generated from. There could be many areas like congestion charge, for example. There are vehicles parked in an area from morning till evening on public space. Why should not they pay tax? They should pay. There's a parking charge they should pay. Then, wherever you have metro lines, the real estate value of those houses has gone up. Why should not they pay more house tax? You say that my property is earlier used to be, let us say, X value. Now it is X plus, because of the convenience, because of the service the government has provided. Isn't it? This is from public funds. Now, if you are getting a service and you are getting your property, the value enhanced, why should you not pay more?
House tax dues should be collected rather than this stupid promise of waiving them off. And that doesn't help the poor because the poor don't pay house tax anyway.
Now, if he can announce that, where is he going to get the money from? I want to ask him that one little thing. Maybe he'll get votes, but how will he run the MCD? It'll become even worse than it is today.
टैक्स इसलिए आता है कि टैक्स ले करके सरकार उनकी सुविधाएं दे। तो आज आप कहोगे हम टैक्स नहीं लेंगे, कल आप आराम से कह दोगे हमने टैक्स दिया नहीं तो हम सुविधा क्यों देंगे?
Will the BJP retain the MCD or debutante AAP and Swaraj India through a surprise? That will be seen on April 27th. But whichever party rules the MCD, it has to make the capital clean in more ways than one.